What's good, y'all? I just want to thank everybody who checked out my last vlog and to everyone who reached out and sent me lots of positive energy. I really appreciate everyone, and like I mentioned, I have the best support system in the world. And I do want to say, me opening up about my fertility journey was not in any way asking for anyone to feel sorry for me or anything like that. My mission is just to bring awareness to something that a lot of women silently go through, and also bring attention to the fact that a lot of this is not covered through insurance. I'll get into the insurance stuff later on in the future, but I did want to go back and kind of give you guys a little history on what led me to the last video that I put out, and just kind of give you guys some backstory as to how long I've been going through all this, or just like all I've been through, because it's not just like as simple as like, oh, I had a miscarriage. Like that was one of many, okay? So I've been with my fiance Jarvis for hella long, and it's funny, we used to date before. So this new relationship, it started a long time ago, and I fell in love with him super fast, and I just knew I wanted a family with him, and that was something that I absolutely wanted for us. And I ended up getting pregnant a few years into our relationship. And the saddest part about like fertility stuff, and at that time I didn't know that I had fertility issues, but I just knew because before I had miscarriages in my previous relationship that I was hella scared. So finding out that you're pregnant with the person you love, like you should be super excited and happy and pumped, and I was not. I was scared, I was terrified, and I wanted it super bad, but I just, even thinking about it now, like maybe if I had a better mindset, maybe things would have played out differently. Who knows? But I was already scared, and sadly enough, I went to a doctor's appointment for a checkup, and, I was only a few weeks in, but by the time I went to the doctor's appointment, you should have heard a heartbeat. There was no heartbeat. So from that clinic, they sent me to a specialist down at the hospital, and they did an ultrasound. And let me just set this up for you guys because it was crazy. So we had a nurse come in and do the ultrasound, and she didn't say anything. So then they brought the doctor in, and from there I already knew it was over. But the doctor basically did the ultrasound and was like, yeah, so the baby is terminating, and you guys can go now. Just so fucking harsh. Like I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what's the problem? So then I was hella heartbroken, hella sad, obviously, just devastated. But then why did I have an event that night? I had like some feature I needed to do, and it was gonna be on TV, so I was like, I have to go to this. I didn't have to go, but I did have to go in my mind at the time. So then I sucked it up and I went to that fucking event, and I'm so mad at myself that I did that, because why would I was just so fucking hard on myself back then, and just acting like this was a problem that was just so little. And then now I think about it, it's like, anyways, so yeah, that was the first miscarriage that I had with Jarv. And after that, we kept trying, wasn't working out. So I started researching solutions to see what, could work. I also went to my primary care physician, my Western doctor, and just to see, if she could tell me anything was wrong. And she was like, no, we don't see anything. But I don't even remember like how she even determined that. From there, she sent me to a specialist, and I was just like, what's going on here? Like, you're a fucking doctor, why don't you have answers? So I started doing research, doing my Googles, and that led me to acupuncture. But when I went into acupuncture, I didn't know there was no testing. I didn't know what was wrong. Like, I didn't know what the cause of anything was. So I was going to acupuncture, spending all this money, and not knowing what was going on. So who knows what he was trying to treat. Like, the acupuncturists, they're just like taking a stab at the dark when they don't have a diagnosis. And I was also getting prescribed these Chinese herbs, and let me tell y'all, they were disgusting. It was like a tea I had to make in a pot. Ugh, it was so gross. While that happened, I went to see the specialist. And the specialist basically was like, okay, we don't see anything. She was like, okay, we might see something wrong. We're gonna need to do another scan. Okay, go do that. And then she's like, okay, nothing's wrong. You're fine. So don't know what's going on. And the doctor who's like, you're fine. Again, just fucking cold, like rude, just like hella dismissive. Like, bitch, I'm trying to have a baby. I've had hella miscarriages. Like, I'm not getting pregnant. What's going on here? Like, and that's all the answers you have for me. So eventually I looked into fertility treatments and like infertility, but that wasn't till like a year or two later. So throughout that whole entire time, I was just sitting there in the dark, not knowing what the hell was wrong with me and dealing with these doctors who were just rude as fuck. Like, I don't know what is wrong with everybody. And you know what? All the doctors were at Swedish and they were all rude as fuck. So I just know if you're out there and you're trying to figure out what's going on with you, or if you know you're trying to get pregnant and it's not happening, or you're having miscarriages, just know that these Western doctors, they don't know shit. Unless they're like a fertility specialist, they don't know. And don't stop there. Don't stop asking questions. Don't stop trying to figure things out. That's what I did. I was just like, no, there's just no way. And it was so frustrating. And again, dealing with people and how rude and insensitive they were being about such a sensitive subject. It was like, isn't this what you got your degree? Like, isn't this what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to help people's lives. You're over here being hella rude. So as you can see, it bothered the shit out of me. So that's just a little summary of like what happened before I finally, you know, got to a fertility specialist. And even with the first experience, it was just crap too. I'm telling y'all, these people don't give a fuck about us. And I hate to say that. It's such a sad reality, but I spent so much money and so much time trying to figure things out. And it's like, how are we supposed to trust these people? They don't even want to help us. But I will continue the story on and share more in my next vlog. But again, I just want to open up about this and let y'all know what's really, how difficult it all is. And just, yeah, all that time right there, didn't nobody know what was really going on in my life too. So that's the crazy part about it. I was really just going through it with my partner. That was it. My mom didn't even know what was going on. And now thinking about dealing with all of those doctors and dealing with all those like rude people, I hope the women out there don't have to go through all that and just, you know, skip the line, skip it all. Don't go to the doctors that aren't fertility specialists or, you know, Eastern medicine doctors or anything. Go to those people because the regular ass doctors ain't gonna do shit for you. All right, you guys, I will see you guys in the next vlog.